Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
High school basketball season down to its final week of the regular season. Tournament play will begin next Tuesday, and for Bethesda Christian and Covenant Christian, both are hoping to get a win tonight and carry momentum into next week's tournament. It is senior night for the Warriors. Want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else for delicious food? Burtner Electric, providing quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker Local 374, we're second to none in quality and performance. Passion to Care, beyond home care, where passion meets purpose. Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. And by the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, Watch the best Division III basketball on HCAC.tv, where you always have a front row seat. Bethesda Christian at 15-7. The Warriors of Covenant Christian coach are 7-14. Two teams kind of heading in the opposite directions, but there's no better way to get yourself rectified than on a senior night and get a nice win.
Absolutely, Troy. And you look at, like you said, opposite directions for sure, with Bethesda coming with a 10-game winning streak, and Covenant has lost 7 in a row. So it's a game, though, too, where senior night, hopefully get the vibes up, get some positive energy, and get yourself heading the right direction, as sectionals are just right around the corner.
AP poll came out today. Bethesda Christian in the top 10. They really have been there most of the season. As we mentioned, they're 15-7, and they've got a load of talent. We can talk about Sam Milligan, Luke Douglas. These guys just have so many kids up and down their lineup. They're going to be a very tough one tonight for the Warriors.
Yeah, they're definitely a contender for the 1A state championship for sure. They have size, they have shooting, athleticism. They have it all, especially at the 1A level.
Yeah, I mentioned Sam Milligan, over 16 points per game. It seems like Sam and his brother have been around for like 8 years, and they've only been, I think, around for 4 last time I checked. 48% field goal percentage. He averages over 4 rebounds per game, 1.7 steals. He shoots 83% from the free throw line. He just gets better every year the more he plays.
Yeah, he's gotten better. He's played since his freshman year, and every year he's gotten a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better. And I think his backcourt partner, Luke Douglas, also providing about 16 points a game, has took some pressure off of him and turned him into a dynamic duo.
And then you talk about B.J. Johnson, Cooper Jackson. And one thing that we're kind of curious about is how much size they have going into this one again tonight, simply from the standpoint they haven't had a lot of players that have had size over the years.
That's the reason why I think it changes their trajectory this year at the 1A level. Adding that size to that great guard play makes them a big-time threat.
By the way, they're third in 1A in the latest Sagarin ratings. We mentioned they made it into the top 10 again this week in the AP poll. As a team, they shoot 45%. This is a team that really shoots well up and down their lineup.
Absolutely, and they will take all kinds of different shots. They'll shoot the 3 ball in mid-range, throw it down in the low post. They're not dependent on just one way to score. They can do it in all 3 levels.
Any danger when you think about this? Their tournament, by the way, will be held at Bethesda, if I'm not mistaken, so they get to host the tournament next week. Ratings that came out today, that I think they said they're going to 84% chance of winning that tournament, which is really, really good. They're heavy favorites there. I don't believe there's any letdown in this team going into this game here tonight.
I don't think so, no. I think they know who their opponent is. The sectional draws come out. They know they're expected to win, and they've been playing well, and their coach is going to want to keep them on that same trajectory.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk about the Warriors of Covenant Christian. It is senior night. They have a lot of players that got honored earlier this evening. We'll talk about the Warriors coming up next right here on IndianaSRN.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Welcome back here to Covenant Christian. By the way, this is our final regular season broadcast before we begin tournament play. 3 different tournaments we'll be broadcasting beginning next week, and we're expecting a lot of fun when that sectional tournament rolls around. Before we talk about Covenant, you've seen the tournament draw, and when you look at some of these tournaments that are coming up, I mean, they're regularly, you think they're state championship games right there in the sectionals.
Well, there absolutely are, yeah. Those are the draws, in Indiana we don't seed anything. So that the way that can come out, you can get some massive games in round 1, and that's for sure the case in the sectionals that we're broadcasting. There's some really good teams and state championship contenders in all 3 sectionals.
It is going to be fun, and certainly some of those are going to be sellouts, so you might want to get there a little bit early and get yourself some tickets. Scott Flatt, 19th year as the head coach at Covenant Christian. They are struggling this year. They've lost their last 7. They're 7-14. they really don't have any stars on this team. They've had players before that have really given them a big lift, but this year it's really kind of by committee, isn't it?
It has been for sure, and their big guy, 44, Nathan Crane, did not play in their last game, so he wasn't dressed. So if that's the case again tonight, that's a big-time loss for them. But, yeah, you're right. They're a by-committee team. He'll play 10 kids usually. He rotates through a lot of kids. As you mentioned, they have 9 seniors that they honored tonight. So, yeah, they're still trying. I mean, at this point in the year, they kind of are what they are, unfortunately, and they just got to try to play their best basketball at the end. Yeah,
if Crane doesn't play, we're talking about a 9-point score. Nobody averages in double figures, so you're looking at Farrell at about 9.3, Bacon at 6.5, Rudolph at 6.3, Laughlin at 5, and then Mella at about 5.4. So, again, there's just nobody that stands out scoring-wise.
And he's really the only physical size they have. So if he's not able to play, they're going to have a hard time in the paint against those big kids from Bethesda.
They're in a kind of a different situation when you think about Covenant Christian. They've had really good teams over the last several years, so this year is really unusual for them.
It is, yeah. I don't think they expected to have a 7-14 record at this point, but then they've had some really tough losses, and their schedule's really tough too. So you have to take all that into consideration. But sometimes, as a coach, I know the ball gets rolling in the wrong direction and you start losing games and it just snowballs, and sometimes it's hard to get your kids out of it.
And then, of course, sometimes there's also that chance you kind of look at it and say, you know what, regular season is over. Now we've got tournament play. Let's just start this thing over, and that does help some teams.
Absolutely it does, and that's what I'm sure Coach Flatt's hoping he gets from his kids tonight and then moving into the sectional.
They will play at the Sheridan Sectional, and they will open up against Cascade. Park Tudor is the heavy favorite in that sectional, about an 81% favorite to win that. And so really, for anybody else coming out of that, they're going to have to play really well to beat a good Park Tudor team.
Yeah, there's some good teams, though. I've seen Sheridan. I've seen Cascade. They both have winning records. So they're teams that can compete. But, yeah, I mean, obviously Park Tudor is the favorite.
Bethesda Christian, Covenant Christian. When we come back in a couple of moments, we'll talk about some of the other tournaments that are coming up next week, and we're going to talk about one in Greenfield that we'll have the semifinals and the finals coming up next week of that one. We'll get Coach's thoughts on that one, plus the other big one. You have 3 top 10 teams in one tournament, if I'm not mistaken, in 4A. Then you talk about Westfield, one of those teams. We'll talk about that tournament as well as we continue our final broadcast of the regular season tonight. It's Bethesda Christian, Covenant Christian, right here on IndianaSRN.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
As we mentioned, it is senior night here for Covenant Christian. 9 seniors being honored here this evening, and they're hoping to snap a 7-game losing streak. It's a great time of the year if you're a high school basketball fan, because the tournament does begin next week. I know I will be in Greenfield for the semifinals and the finals, but there are a couple of early games over there in Greenfield that are going to be fun to watch, and one of those involves Anderson. They will be opening up on, I think, Wednesday night. There's a game Tuesday night between New Pal and Mount Vernon, and anytime you get those two teams together, that's going to be fun to watch as well. That's just one of the many good sectionals, but I'm really interested in that one.
That's going to be an exciting one, especially with the scoring power of Gizzy from New Pal and then Mullen from Greenfield Central. And of course, Greenfield Central is undefeated at this point during the season, so they got a big target on their back going in that sectional. But, yeah, there's some really fun teams and some really competitive teams and some teams that don't like each other very much too. So that helps to make it a great atmosphere.
You've been here before. You know what it takes. Once you get to tournament time, you got to shut everything else off and really just focus on winning one game at a time. but sometimes that's pretty difficult to do when you have that many good teams in one field.
It is, but you understand as a coach, you preach to your kids, listen, it doesn't matter if we play them in the first round or sectional championship. You know that the tournament goes through a certain team. You're going to have to beat them at some point, so if it's the way the draw comes out, you just got to go after them and not worry about where you draw them and just go get your win and keep moving on the state tournament.
Do you have a favorite in that one? Who do you think may come out of there?
I think Greenfield Christian or Central has to be the favorite. I mean, they're undefeated. I mean, I think New Pal's scary. I think they can provide a lot of problems for Greenfield Central. But, I mean, if you just look at the way it's set up and you look at the numbers and how they've beaten all the teams on their schedule this year, I mean, I think you'd have to make them the favorite.
Of course, when you think about Westfield and those teams, there's 3 top 10 teams in their sectional field, and that almost feels like a state championship run right there. I'm not sure I could pick a favorite out of that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Yeah,
that's loaded.
Yeah, that's one you don't really want to be in. We will take a timeout. We'll come back, and we'll tip this one off in just a few moments right here on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today. To apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis. From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
See, of course, the banners and a lot of success here at Covenant Christian, and they're hoping maybe to pull off some upsets here this evening and possibly go on and get some upsets coming up in the upcoming tournament as well. So we will get a look at, there is Isaac Malagan, the starters again being introduced here for the Bethesda Christian. And, of course, we'll see the starters coming up here in a couple of moments as well for Covenant Christian. Sorry. Had to make a maneuver here to get all these guys in. All right, let's talk about keys to this one, Coach. Let's start first off with Bethesda Christian.
They got to make sure they get out and pressure Covenant Christian's guards and let their defense turn into offense for them. That's a real productive way for them to have success. And then they have to take care of the ball. They're turning the ball over about 12 times a game, and that's way too many if they feel like they can make a deep run in the tournament. They've got something. It's late in the year, but that's one key that I think their coach could really focus on for them tonight to have success.
The other thing about Covenant Christian, too, is they, by the way, play so many different players that, to me, it would be kind of hard to get in a really good rhythm and a rotation if you're not in quite as much.
Yeah, I think that's definitely – and I'm sure the coach is probably playing that many guys because he just doesn't see a very large difference between 1 and 10. I don't – but, yes, I would agree with you. It can make it tough.
So, again, the final starters being introduced.
And it appears that 44 is dressed and ready to go tonight, Troy, so that'll be a big boost for Covenant. 44, Nathan Crane.
So Crane in the lineup. As you mentioned, that will be good news for The Warriors?
He's got some kind of wrap on his hand there, so obviously he's not completely 100%, but he's good enough to go, so that's good news for them.
All right, final game of the regular season. Bethesda Christian at 15-7, Covenant Christian at 7-14. Bethesda will be in their traveling dark uniforms, and I love Covenant Christian's uniforms. Those are big football numbers on their jerseys, by the way. You got to love those. So here we go. It'll be Crane jumping it up in the middle, and they're going to allow, I do believe, just for Crane to come in and be introduced and then go out.
Man,
so
unfortunately, sorry about that, Troy. I misled our audience. I didn't mean to do that. Apparently, he's still injured.
So they will not have Crane in the lineup, but they were able to get him in an honorary way to get him a chance to be recognized here, which that's a really nice thing to do.
It's a very nice gesture by Coach Flatt, and it's a very nice gesture by Bethesda to play along and not get bent out of shape about it, because sometimes coaches can for whatever reason.
So here we go. As Bethesda Christian will have the basketball to begin this contest here tonight. Keep an eye again on a couple of players. We mentioned one of those, Sam Mulligan, their leading scorer. Nice spin right off the glass and the miss, and the rebound by Sam War. So now it'll be Warriors basketball for the first time tonight. James Laughlin, a guy's been around a long time. We'll see him quite a bit tonight. There's Munoz for three, missed it, and the rebound pulled down by Stephen Tierney. And you'll see a Bethesdan team that will not waste a whole lot of time. They love to get up and down the floor. Isaac Mulligan, the entry pass, and now it'll be Douglas on the drive with the left hand and the miss, and the rebound pulled down by Covenant. No score here in the first minute or so of play.
Both teams prefer to play fast, Troy. They'll both get it up and down, and they don't mind shooting off one or two passes if they feel like it's a good shot.
Entry pass down low, ball stripped out of the hands of Laughlin. Has to get rid of it quickly, and here's a shot from three-point by Sam War, and it is missed, but he'll get the rebound. And another opportunity here for Laughlin and the Warriors. High post inside the three-point line. And we've played over a minute and a half, and so far no points scored. That ball will be deflected out of bounds. We'll say Covenant the last to touch it. Well, as you would expect, in a game like this, your last game of the year, and it being senior night, maybe some nerves early in this one.
It appears to be the case, yeah. These guys are a little bit nervous, maybe rushing their shots just a little bit, but they'll settle in here as we get going.
Off the screen is Tiernan. He misses. And the offensive rebound putback is good. Looked like Luke Douglas in there to score the first 2 points of the ball game.
And that's where they miss Crane in that interior in their rebound, and that's the first sign of that. But can't complain about it. You got to play with the guys you got. So
Bethesda with a 2-0 lead. Laughlin works it right side as Munoz still in the lineup. Again, we mentioned 9 seniors in this lineup here tonight. We'll all see action for Covenant.
And it's critical for Covenant to make threes if they're going to have success in their offense. That's a big part of what they do.
Pull-up shot good by Laughlin. Averages 5 per game, gets his first 2. We'll head back the other way. The drive left-hand layup is good.
So just poor transition defense by the Warriors. They've got to get the ball stopped, make him give the ball up, and set their defense up.
Sam Mulligan getting his first 2 points of the ball game. 4-2 Bethesda. Paxton Bacon averaging 6.5 points, 3 rebounds per contest. We'll see him playing out on the perimeter quite a bit here tonight as he receives the basketball, gets the screen. I would imagine if you're Covenant, you want to keep this game in a low-scoring affair if possible. Here is a foul call out front. But you're talking about 2 teams. In fact, Bethesda only averages 56 points per game. Covenant averaging at 53.3. And the foul was called on Cooper Jackson.
Yeah, and Bethesda only gives up 46 points a game, which is very impressive defensively, so it's going to be tough for points for Covenant tonight.
The drive off the glass, good. Paxton Bacon gets his first 2, and we're tied at 4.
It's a really good sign for the Warriors. They're getting the ball in the paint, and they're scoring in the interior. That's something they have not had a lot of success doing lately, so that's a really good sign for them.
Sam Malagan will interchange as one of the point guards on this team. As you see Luke Douglas now. We mentioned Douglas in the pregame averaging nearly 16 per game. Here's a pull-up shot, and good as Sam Malagan gets his second bucket, and it's now 6-4.
And I think B.J. Johnson, number 1, checked in, Troy, for Bethesda.
All right, so B.J. Johnson.
He's guarding the ball there on top.
We'll see how deep this Bethesda team will go. Here's a turnaround jumper, good. And Covenant now ties it at 6. As Munoz getting his first 2 points of the night. Turnover by Bethesda. And now Covenant a chance to take the lead. Here's Bacon for 3, and it's good.
They're riding that senior night heat right now, Troy.
Boy, no kidding. After a cold start, able to get a couple of big buckets. Here is a shot by Johnson, no good. Long rebound by Tierney, and he'll pass it off. Drive on the baseline. Block shot by Sam War underneath. And then back the other way, turnover by Covenant.
And that's what Bethesda will do. They'll really pressure that ball in the open court.
Nice drive by Sam Malagan, and he now has 6. And they're back to within 1. Here's a shot by Neff Farrell, who's entered the lineup now for Covenant. That ball tipped out to midcourt as Laughlin will now set him up for the Warriors with a 1-point lead under 2:45 to go in the first quarter.
You take a watch for Bethesda. They'll jump some of those ball screens and trap out of it and really put pressure on those guards on top, so Covenant's got to be ready for that.
That is Neff Farrell. Farrell receives it down on the block. Check there by Johnson. The kick out. Here is Munoz once again. This will be an air ball, and the ball will go back over now to Bethesda. Have another change here for Bethesda. Take a look at Munoz's shot moments ago. That fadeaway down on the baseline.
Just a real good cut to the strong side block there, and they found him and got a little nice little turnaround jumper.
So now Bethesda, a chance to regain the lead. Sam Malagan leading all scores with 6. Guarded there by Sam Ward. As Luke Douglas, and this 3 is good from the left wing, and it's now an 11-9 lead for Bethesda.
That was a nice little set they ran right there to get Douglas that wide open 3.
So Douglas now with 5.
There's that trap, Troy, I was talking about. They'll do it out of, you never know where it's coming from, so Covenant's really got to be aware of it.
Dangerous pass stolen away. Turnover, and that will lead to 2 points at the other end. As we've got a timeout on the floor. Bethesda on that bucket, and the steal there by Malagan, who has 8, has a 13-9 lead. It will be a 30-second timeout. And want to remind you, tonight's game brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and the courts. Thanks to our officials, because without them, we don't play. Sportsmanship is everyone's job. Take another look at the three-pointer by Douglas. That was their lone three-pointer so far in the first half. But tell you what, a couple of turnovers by Covenant leading to points on the other side by Bethesda.
We talked about that in the keys of the game. That's how they play. They turn their defense into offense, and if you don't handle the ball well and you're not aware of the traps and you're not talking and communicating, they will turn you over and they will score quickly.
They've scored 5 unanswered here to take that 13-9 lead. Sam Malagan now with 8, Luke Douglas with 5. On the other side, Paxton Bacon with 5, leading the Warriors. Into the lineup, another change here for Covenant. We'll get number 23 here in a couple of moments. As we said, they're going to play a lot of different players. As Ty Gillespie, number 23, checking into the lineup, but we've got an offensive foul against Covenant.
Not sure I really saw that. Said he cleared out. Setting getting position there on the post.
And that'll be a turnover there for Covenant. You look at this roster, and you're talking about, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There's 20 on there, and they play
10 to 12.
10 to 12.
He will, yep. He uses his full lineup.
Turnover, Bethesda. Here come the Warriors under a minute to go.
But you're kind of in a tough situation with 9 seniors. You keep those kids. You're probably planning on playing them, so you're almost at 10 before you even get to your underclassmen.
Will the Warriors play for 1? The kick out. War with the basketball on the left wing.
The last Covenant game that I did, Ty Gillespie came in off the bench and gave him a real boost. We'll see what he can do tonight.
And that is Gillespie. We'll find War left alone, and somebody fell asleep on defense, and Sam gets his first 2.
Yeah, that was a miscommunication there by the Patriots.
So that will be Bethesda Christian basketball playing for 1 to finish out this opening quarter. Johnson now with the basketball.
A little double curl there to the top. He's got him.
He'll pass it up. Here's a wide open 3 at short, and that's going to do it for the opening period of play. After 1, it's Bethesda leading it by 2.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
High school basketball in IndianaSRN brought to you in part by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. They offer traditional food like Grandma used to make. A great staff and even better food. Check them out Wednesday through Sunday. If you'd like more information, give them a call at 317-760-1640. Coach, I tell you what, 13-11, especially after a slow start by both teams, I'm sure they'll take it.
Absolutely. Really good half after that first about minute and a half. I mean, both teams shot the ball well. A couple turnovers there for Covenant. Got this 2-point gap here, but pretty solid first half.
All right, here we go. Period number 2. Final game of the regular season for both these teams. That is Sam Malagan drawing the double team. Gets it off the glass, missed it. Offensive rebound put back good by Cooper Jackson. His first 2 of the night. And now to a 5-point, or should say a 4-point lead. Neff Farrell stays in the lineup now for Covenant Christian. Here's Laughlin, had 2 points in that opening quarter of play. This is Laughlin once again. You see Bethesda stays man-to-man. Joe Midla has checked in. He averages just over 5 points per game. He'll wear number 12 now for the Warriors. Here's Gillespie. Shot fake drive. Mark Crane just under 5 per game. And here's a shot from 3 missed by Neff Farrell. Gillespie with the basketball on the offensive rebound in the corner to Crane. And he's going to miss that one. And here we go the other way. So now Bethesda, backdoor cut. A lot of contact underneath. No whistle. Here's Tierney for 3. Missed it. And Gillespie with a rebound.
Yeah, there's a lot of bodies on the floor there.
Gillespie drives and misses, and now we've got a whistle and a foul call on Bethesda.
And if you're a coach, that's the kind of sequence that drives you crazy, man. You got guys falling all over the place. The guy goes there and doesn't even look like he's touching, the whistle blows. But he had a better view than I did. But I can just tell you back from my time in coaching, those are the kind of things that just like shake your head.
So here is Gillespie at the line. Chance to get on the board for the first time tonight. He gets his first free throw. In fact, our first free throw either way. And it's back to a 3-point lead. Luke Douglas will come in and take a spot down there as Cooper Jackson and Douglas here on the near side for Bethesda. Second free throw is missed, and the long rebound there is Luke Douglas sneaking in there and has it taken away. Here's a three on the way. That's going to be an air ball. The tip out. Here's Gillespie for three. Missed it. Johnson going for the loose basketball and picked up there by Farrell. And now we've got another whistle and a foul. And right now, Bethesda just getting out hustled.
They absolutely are. Coach Flatt's got to be real pleased with his team's effort right now. They are absolutely out hustling the Patriots.
So at 6:22, we remain at a 3-point lead here for Bethesda. And now we have a new player coming in now for Bethesda. They will make a change. Looks like Maverick Braun is heading into the lineup. He'll wear number 10. As Farrell inside the 3-point line will hit his first bucket of the night. And it's now a 1-point lead.
Yeah, they got 4 shots out of that possession. They should score.
Douglas getting away from the double team, broken down. Once again, here is the drive by Douglas. And now the three on the way, good, as B.J. Johnson gets his first points.
You notice how differently how they handled that pressure when Covenant tried to trap them. They were much more poised and got the ball to an open shooter.
Turnover, Warriors give it up. Bethesda down to numbers, but they'll try to attack anyway, and the ball's going to go out of bounds. Last touch there by Stephen Tierney. Here's that last three we saw by B.J. Johnson.
Yeah, they got the ball in the paint. He just circled in behind. Just a little easy dump-off pass for three.
So here's Laughlin. High screen or a slip screen there by Farrell. He'll set for three and miss it. Battle for the loose basketball off the boards. Here comes Bethesda. Pull-up jumper, top of the key, is nothing but net by Douglas. He has 8 points.
You cannot do that with Douglas or Malagan. You have got to find them in transition and get the ball stopped and get a hand in their face.
Gillespie, the three is no good. Rebound, B.J. Johnson.
The Warriors are now 0 for 6 from three in this quarter, Troy.
And another turnover by Bethesda, and Gillespie will go to the line. Just a bad pass that time by B.J. Johnson.
That's 2 in a row for him. That's 2 turnovers in a row where he's really kind of just got ahead of himself a little bit, or maybe saw something that wasn't really there.
Taking a look at it right there, that was a steal by Mark Crane.
That's a frustration foul by Johnson, too. I mean, that was a pretty easy one to call. Assault and battery.
Second free throw by Gillespie has 2 points. Every time Bethesda starts to make a little bit of a run here, they make a couple of mistakes and let Covenant right back in it.
Yep.
Sam Malagan is checked back in now for Bethesda. Second free throw is good. So now coming out of the lineup, Gillespie giving them some good minutes. He'll come out with 3 points, all from the free throw line. And it's a 5-point lead as we come up on 5 minutes remaining before halftime. See how Bethesda will attack this time. Isaac Malagan back in the lineup. That is Isaac. Down in the low block, spins, ball tipped, and it goes out of bounds. Almost another turnover there for Bethesda.
And we mentioned that in the keys to the game, right? I think they're a team that has a chance to make a state title run, but not at 12 turnovers a game. That's something they got to try to get that down in single digits.
Yeah, you'll see championship teams, they don't turn the ball over that much. Nice play down low in the basket, good. Isaac Malagan gets his first 2. And it's back to a 7-point lead. Senior night, as we mentioned here for the Warriors. All 9 seniors getting a chance to play here tonight. This is Mark Crane with the basketball. Once again, Farrell. Good defense here, switching defense by Bethesda, but then they get lost. Here's a wide open 3 on the way, good by Devin Rudolph, who's now checked in the lineup.
Real nice patience and poise there by Covenant. They found the open shooter there on the wing.
Baseline and the double team as Sam Malagan will go to the line. Sam continually draws a double and sometimes triple team, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a big physical guard, man. I mean, he gets in there and he can take the hit and get the ball up on the glass, and they just got to make sure they get it out of his hands. It can't be that easy. Rudolph's got to step over there sooner, meet the ball outside the paint, not let him get that deep.
Free throw good by Milligan. He now has 9 unofficially. By the way, that foul called on Joe Midla. And coming into the lineup now for Bethesda will be Dion Payne. He will wear number 5. Second free throw is no good. And the rebound, Paxton Bacon. So we will stay at a 5-point lead. So far, quick first half. On the dribble is Mark Crane. Imagine a little emotional for him without having Isaac Crane in there, as that 3 in the corner is missed by Paxton Bacon, and yet they get another offensive rebound.
Their offensive rebounds keeping them in this game. I mean, Bethesda's not doing a good job checking their guy and getting that to the glass.
Entry pass intended there for Rudolph. Another turnover there for the Warriors. Handoff, pull-up jumper, and that's going to be short by Luke Douglas. Warriors quickly back the other way. A collision in the lane. The ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay here with the Warriors.
Not sure that was a really good offensive possession last there for Bethesda. That was really too quick in transition. That's not a good shot. Probably by the timeout's happening.
Timeout on the floor. Bethesda leads it by 5.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
High school basketball in IndianaSRN brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. For 125 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. For more information, call 317-686-6239. 5-point ball game, and after the timeout by Bethesda, Covenant inbounding quickly. Boy, we see that play a lot, don't you?
No, we used to call that the shooter play when I coached.
Ball loose on the floor, and we have a jump ball. And possession error will be in favor of the Warriors.
Yeah, just a little inside screen for the guy taking the ball out of bounds to the corner. Yeah, about every program has that play.
Yeah. So now the Warriors inbound another time. And a 5-second call. Good defense there by Bethesda.
Yeah, they're switching man-to-man there. They couldn't really get anybody opened up to get the ball entered in on that underneath out of bounds. So caused a turnover for the Warriors.
So now Bethesda, chance to build on that 5-point lead as we come up on 3 minutes remaining. Good look here at Sam Milligan. Milligan 9 points so far here in the first half, as now he'll set the offense. See if they'll try to work it down low.
Jackson's working pretty hard down there, but they pretty much stayed out on the perimeter so far.
Nice shot, and the second attempt on the way, no good. 2 misses by Douglas. And we have a foul call against Bethesda on the rebound. It looks like they may have gotten number 5, Dion Payne, for his first.
So that means free throws for Covenant on every foul the rest of the way, Troy.
Yep. If you're not familiar with that change in the rule, it's 5 fouls per quarter. No more 1-and-1 in high school basketball. The drive off the glass and good by Bacon. He has 7.
Real strong take by Bacon. He got it in there and Jackson challenged him. He got it up on the glass and got it in.
Here is Sam Malagan with the basketball. He'll be checked there defensively by Midla. Just over 2 minutes remaining in what has been a close first half. Every time Bethesda gets a little bit of a run going, Warriors come right back. With the ball is Tierney out front, and now we've got a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction as well as metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. Start your career with Boilermaker Local Union 374. Give them a call at 219-845-1000. As you take a look at the huddle there for Bethesda, trying to win their 16th game of the year, and then everything is going to be focused on the tournament for next week.
Yeah, he just used a timeout there. He didn't want to waste that possession. They were in trouble, and so he just bailed them out and took a 30-second there to try to get them organized.
Covenant led so far in the first half as Paxton Bacon with 7 points. 2 points by Laughlin, 2 by Farrell. Rudolph has 3, 2 by War, and 3 points by Gillespie. Munoz also with 2 points, so they've had several players get in the scoring column here in the first half. This is Douglas. Malagan, deep in the corner now to Isaac Malagan. The kick out, Sam Malagan. The drive feeds inside, layup good.
Beautiful pass from Malagan to Jackson there.
Jackson now has 4. Back to a 5-point lead. The drive, and what a tough shot that time by Devin Rudolph, who now has 5. Not a big guy, but able to get it up off the glass.
Yeah, he went in there strong.
So now, another opportunity here for Sam Malagan and Bethesda.
Covenant's gone zone, Troy.
Entry pass. The double and triple team off the glass good is Cooper Jackson, and he'll go to the line for 1.
What a strong finish from Jackson. He had 3 guys hanging on him.
So now we'll head to the free throw line as you see Coach Platt talking to his team. In fact, there are 3 white jerseys around him. I think they may have gotten Paxton Bacon, or nope, they're going to get Rudolph for number 1. That is just their second team foul. 4 team fouls now by Bethesda in this quarter. And the high arcing free throw is good, and Jackson now with 7. And the lead is now at 6. Warriors with just over 1 minute remaining now in the first half.
And now Bethesda goes a little zone look. Coaches mix it up here at the end of the quarters.
Change here for the Warriors as Bryce Harris, wearing number 4, is in the lineup. Here's a rebound put back good by Joe Midla.
And I just can't say enough for how well their offensive rebounding is tonight for the Warriors. It's keeping them in this first half for sure.
And only down by 4. Should mention again, Harris number 2, not number 4. Devin Rudolph is number 4. As you see the drive on the baseline by Isaac Malagan, missed it, put back good.
That was just a great screen by Jackson. He got him the opening, but Malagan couldn't finish, and he cleaned it up for him.
Jackson now with 9, and we're back to a 6-point lead.
Probably see him hold for 1 here, I would think.
Lob pass intended underneath, stolen away. Bad pass that time by Rudolph. 3-on-2 break back the other way, and a foul call, and that'll go against Bryce Harris. And we're going to head back to the free throw line.
Once again, that's Sam Malagan getting the ball out in transition, taking it right straight to the rim. They've got to do a better job of stopping him before he gets that deep in the paint.
Wasn't much there that Bryce Harris could do.
Once he gets to that point, if he's got a guard on him, you're going to have a hard time. About all you can do is foul him. He's just too strong.
And he misses the free throw. 9 seconds remaining. Warriors should have a pretty good look here to finish out this second quarter. Out of the ball game will be Bryce Harris.
I think if you're Coach Flat here, 9 seconds, you just run your best set and hope you get a good look and go into the half with some momentum.
Malagan's second free throw is good. Malagan in double figures. So now, Warriors, last opportunity with 4 seconds and counting. With the basketball is Farrell. Farrell, fadeaway shot is no good, and we have made it to halftime. Bethesda leads at 32-25. Your thoughts on this first half? I thought it was really well played.
Yeah, it was a very competitive half. I think other than just a couple turnovers there from Covenant, had 6 turnovers there in the second quarter. That kind of helped to create a little bit of this gap here as we go into half, but pretty clean, well-played half.
And when you look at that offensive rebounding by, as you said earlier, Covenant, that's really what has been their key to keep them into the game.
It has, because they haven't shot the ball really well. They were one of 8 there from the three-point line in the second quarter. That's tough. But when you're getting 2 and 3 attempts every time down the floor, you can survive that way. So,
and I'm sure Covenant will take it right now. They're only down by 7 as we will head to the locker room. Covenant looking to snap a 7-game losing streak. It's halftime. Bethesda leading at 32-25.
David Pfeiffer. I'm the athletic director here at Covenant Christian High School. I'm also the boys soccer coach. I've been coaching for the last 5 seasons now, and have stepped into this role of athletic director at the same time. My time here at Covenant has been amazing. I've really enjoyed the atmosphere, the environment that I've been able to be a part of as an administrator as well as a coach. Within our athletic department, we offer 18 varsity level sports, and we also have a boys club volleyball as well. You look around the state, there aren't many small schools that offer all of those athletic teams, and within each of those teams we have junior varsity teams and maybe even freshmen and C teams. So for our student athletes, there are lots of opportunities, regardless of what your level of experience is, to be able to get some playing time and be a part of a team. Looking back over the last few years, when I think of the success that we've seen within our athletic programs, we've had 43 student athletes, alumni, that have carried on their athletic pursuits at the next level, playing anywhere from the NAIA all the way up to Division I NCAA. And so to have that kind of number at a smaller school like this is pretty great testament of the type of student athletes that we're producing from an athletic standpoint as well. You look back too at the success of our overall teams. Over the last 25 years that Covenant has been in existence, we've won nearly 50 sectional titles, at least 10 regional titles, 5 semi-state titles, and then more recently our football team winning the 2020 1A state championship. So it's neat to see our teams being able to compete at the highest of levels and attain those accolades from a team perspective and an individual experience as well. I think what's also unique about being in a smaller school is those options and opportunities to play in multiple sports. As a former high school and collegiate athlete, I had the opportunity to play multiple sports in high school, and the opportunity to build a relationship with different teammates on different teams as well as different coaches is really unique, and I think an awesome opportunity that our student athletes have here at Covenant. Speaking of our coaches, each of our coaching staff have a personal relationship with Jesus, and their heart and their intention is to certainly help you grow as an athlete for sure, but we're also challenging to grow academically in the classroom, but also in their personal relationship with the Lord as well. So I think that's another unique thing about athletics here at Covenant Christian is this opportunity to help us pursue Christ in the midst of our academic and our athletic pursuits at the same time. At Covenant, we certainly want to provide an education-based athletic experience. So we certainly take seriously that our students are first students, right? They're student athletes, not athlete students. So from beginning to end, we want to provide accountability and a charge for you to succeed in the classroom and to be excellent stewards of the time that you have there, so that you're setting yourself up well for academics down the road as well. But we also want to compete at the highest of levels, and we want to try to equip and enable each of our student athletes to become the best version of themselves in the classroom and on the athletic contest field. So I think one of the unique things again about what we're trying to accomplish is this whole person development, right? We're challenging you to grow in the classroom, we're challenging you to compete at the highest level, and we're challenging you again to grow in your personal relationship with Jesus Christ as well.
This is a place of becoming. I grew up spiritually here. This place is a gem of Christian community, not just for churches and not just for schools, but for Christians coming together and dialoguing and truly learning and truly engaging culture.
This idea of the relationship with the student and the relationship with God, it's the most important thing in what we do in every single subject that we teach.
We want Covenant to be a place where they are challenged in their faith here in a safe environment where questions are welcome, but we ultimately have faith in the gospel.
The model of Covenant is that all teachers are Bible teachers, that all the teachers are mentors and spiritual leaders. And we've always hired teachers that care immensely about their students and not just about their intellectual life, but about their spiritual life.
The kind of education that Covenant is providing, both intellectual but also deeply spiritual, practical, theology that changes the way that students live. The gospel is the message that changes everything.
We're not just trying to master the truths, but to receive them that we would be changed.
Do you want to have a thinking faith? Do you want to have a curious faith? How about a charitable faith? We need students who understand their faith and not who just understand it intellectually, but who have a zeal, a personal zeal for Jesus.
We are pursuing concrete answers to everything always, to be right, but to live in right relationship. Not just be right, but do rightly.
Our model of education, our pursuit of learning, is not just about preparing students to serve, though it is that. It's not just preparing students for rigorous academic endeavors, which we hopefully do that as well. But we know that at the heart of it all, and the thing that matters most to us is that their lives are changed.
Back here at Covenant Christian, 32-25, your halftime score. A couple of numbers in the first half. First off for Bethesda Christian, Sam Milligan with 10 points, 8 points by Luke Douglas, Cooper Jackson with 7, B.J. Johnson with 3, and Isaac Milligan with 2 points. On the other side for the Warriors, several different players scoring. Bacon with 7, 5 by Rudolph. 2 points by Laughlin, 2 points by Farrell, 2 by Midla, 2 by War, 2 points by Munoz, and Gillespie with 3 points in that first half of play. It was 13-11 after 1, and then Bethesda Christian outscoring Covenant 19-14 in that second quarter. That's why we stand here at 32-25. Now let's look at the second half. First off, can Covenant continue to rebound the way they have been on the offensive rebounding side? And I'm sure the adjustments on the other side are we need to do a little better in the job of rebounding as well.
I'm absolutely sure that was brought up at the halftime for Bethesda. Yeah, they've got to do a better job on the glass, defensive glass, and then for Covenant Christian, for sure, that's something that was a big positive for them in the first half. So if they can keep that going and limit the turnovers a little bit, they can make a little run here to start this third quarter and get this back to a one-possession game.
Again, final game of the regular season. Next week it'll be tournament times. We mentioned Bethesda. They will be, in fact, I should take that back. They're going to have one last game against Terre Haute South in their final game on February 22nd, and then they'll open up sectional play in their tournament on the 27th when they take on Traders Point Christian. Is that who that is? Yeah, that's who that is. So they'll play them, and then on the other side it'll be Covenant Christian at Sheridan. They take on Cascade in their tournament as well. So we're ready for the second half. The Warriors have really nobody in foul trouble. In fact, we really didn't see that many fouls called in the first half. Very clean first half.
It was a very clean first half, and we got to the point there where there could be free throws, but then the foul didn't come. So, yeah, no, it was a really clean first half and moved by really quickly.
Senior night, as mentioned, with the 9 seniors there for Covenant Christian being honored here this evening. Boy, they love nothing more than to walk out of here with a win and snap that 7-game losing streak. But it will be Bethesda Christian basketball to begin this third quarter. Good look there at Isaac Milligan. Starters in for both sides. In fact, one change may be here for Covenant Christian. Looks like Joe Midla in the lineup here in the third quarter. And a quick cut to the basket, and we got a foul right out of the first, 11 seconds of the third quarter.
Great set right there by Bethesda. They set a back screen for their best player coming downhill. The kid didn't switch and didn't help off of it, and he got an easy look at the basket. All he could do was foul him.
Foul be on Sam Ward. That is going to be his first. Take another look at it right there. And we head to the free throw line, and that'll be a miss by Isaac Milligan. His first trip to the free throw line. So far tonight, Bethesda Christian has been there 5 times, now make it 6, and he misses both. That'll drive you nuts as a coach, won't it?
Absolutely. You got to make the free ones. Now they're going to their 1-3-1 trap.
Very hard trap at midcourt, getting it away from Paxton Bacon. Here is Farrell.
They've used this defense in several games this year to take a 7-point lead like they got now and make it 15 real fast. So Covenant's got to be real careful with the ball right here.
Boy, you get trapped in that corner like Midla did. He was able to get rid of it. And that defense really extended out there, too. And that's going to be tough for them to find a good shot.
They're very effective in it because of their athleticism, and their guards are all really quick, and they play hard, so their coach can count on them to be in the right spots.
Sam Milligan was the one who was able to get a hand on the basketball to knock it out of bounds. Here comes the trap once again, and here's a turnover. Quickly the other way, and a layup is going to be missed at the other end. Tierney ended up missing what appeared to be a pretty easy shot. In the corner now is Bacon for 3. Can't get it to go. It'll be Bethesda with a rebound.
Tierney was too worried about the contact there. He should have just went up strong, got his eyes on the rim, not worry about the defender.
Bethesda pounding it down low, and the left hand is good by Cooper Jackson.
Yeah, we mentioned that early in the game. Without Crane down there to guard that block, that was going to be tough all night. And like you said, Jackson's already in double digits for the night. So
now it'll be a 9-point lead. That is the biggest lead of the ball game for either one of these two teams.
Now they'll go back to man-to-man. They can't play that 1-3-1 the whole quarter or a whole game. It takes too much energy, but you'll see them go to it from time to time when they want to try to get a quick turnover and an easy bucket.
Good look out front here as Laughlin will find Midla down on the baseline. Is Ward back inside with the left hand. Nice job there by Neff Farrell.
Real nice pass down there to Farrell. Nice little reverse layup.
So now, 7-point lead. This crowd is getting a little bit obnoxious now. Good look out front here at Luke Douglas. Strong drive on the baseline, the kick out. Here is Douglas for 3, missed it. Rebound by Jackson. Jackson, and they'll say it's on the floor, and that foul called against Neff Farrell.
They're using the offensive glass early to their benefit now, Bethesda is.
That is the second foul called against Covenant. Midla with 1. In fact, everybody that has been called for a foul, just 1 foul each, as the inbound will go to Isaac Milligan. Off the screen, Sam Milligan got the defender in the air. We'll kick it back outside now to B.J. Johnson. They're trying to get it inside to Cooper Jackson. That ball nearly lost by Douglas. Lead stays at 7. And stepping out of bounds, that'll be a turnover as they look like that might have been Luke Douglas got lost down on the baseline, stepped out of bounds. So turnover by Bethesda, 7-point lead. Shot fake drive and a block shot underneath by Jackson.
Real good timing there by Jackson. He got that thing right at the top of the shot, rejected it, but kept it in place so his team could pick it up.
It was Paxton Bacon who got rejected in a three the other way.
They run that same action a lot where they swing it side to side and they'll come off that little handoff action. And if you're not out there on those guards, man, they're going to hurt you.
So now a 37-27 lead, and we've got a whistle and a foul.
Looked like pretty good defensive positioning to me, but maybe he was kind of cut off his path a little bit, but that was pretty good defense from Bethesda.
Isaac Milligan will pick up the foul. That will be number 2 now on Isaac. And Bethesda will inbound the basketball, and a foul call on the shot by Neff Farrell.
A real good out-of-bounds play there from Coach Flatt. He ran two guys to the corner there off a screen, and then Farrell kind of slid in on the backside there, and Bethesda got caught looking at the ball.
So we'll head to the free throw line. Farrell is so far 4 points, now make it 5.
There you saw 12 and 35 going to that right corner, Troy, and 3 just kind of snuck in Farrell on the backside there, and Bethesda lost track of him.
Second free throw. And Farrell perfect on both. Farrell averaging a team-best 9.3 points per game. Now has 6, all 4 points in this third quarter. This is Douglas. Now Sam Milligan gets the high screen by Johnson. Down low to Jackson. Milligan once again will find Douglas. They'll keep it on the perimeter, drive inside, and stripped away, and a turnover there by Douglas.
Good hands there by Covenant to get that deflection.
Here's Farrell. And a foul call against Tierney.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a make-up foul by Tierney. He got elbowed by Farrell first, and he got a little aggressive, got a little agitated with that, I think, and then kind of reacted and got caught. Second guy always gets caught. That's how it goes.
Always happens, doesn't it? Coming up on halfway through this third quarter. Still an 8-point lead. Neff Farrell with the basketball. Baseline drive there by Laughlin. Lost it.
Yeah, I think it just slipped out of his hands.
Drive with the left hand off the glass and good.
Again, with Milligan, I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but you got to stop the ball and get him to give it up, or he's going to go score, or you're going to have to foul him, one or the other. He's just too strong and too quick.
Sam Milligan now with his 12th point of the night. Timeout on the floor. Tonight's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. Their mission is building better futures one story at a time. They acknowledge the whole person and their individual story. If you'd like more information, give them a call at 317-472-7600. Well, you got to go back now to a couple of the turnovers by Covenant. Take a look at this play here. That's the block shot inside by Jackson. But they've also made a couple of costly turnovers. And when you've lost 7 in a row and you're 7-14, that ball really has to be like gold to your offense.
Absolutely, and now they've taken it to a double-digit lead. Now we're at 10 points, 39-29. So right now it's kind of that danger zone for Covenant. Are they going to fight back and get this thing back down to a 1 or 2 possession game, or are they going to let this thing get away from them and balloon up to 15, 20-point lead for Bethesda?
Well, it seems again as every time Bethesda starts to build that lead a little bit, somehow Covenant able to come right back. So we'll see if they got another run in him right here. They'll work it in the half court. The double team on the sideline against Bacon. Bacon the kick out. Here's Neff Farrell for 3. Good.
Give Farrell credit. He's having a big senior night tonight.
Matching his season average of 9 per game. Quickly back the other way. That one rattles the rim as B.J. Johnson couldn't get it to go. And we've got a whistle and a foul. I think they ended up getting Cooper Jackson.
They did. Said he was grabbing on that rebound.
That'll be his second, the 4th team foul down Bethesda. You can see how Jackson was not a part of this team last year that I remember, and I haven't seen him this year, but he gives them quite a presence inside.
Yes, he makes a huge difference for them, that's for sure. And he's strong, and his work ethic's great. I mean, he plays hard, but he's a big and physical kid, especially at the 1A level.
Lead at 7. The drive and layup good by Farrell, and he has all the points that Covenant has scored in the quarter.
He is carrying them right now. Now, just like we just talked about, Troy, it's back to 5. So like you said, they're punching back.
Here's Douglas. Looking inside to Jackson once again as Sam Milligan cut off on the baseline there by Midla. We have made it into 3 minutes now in the third quarter. Off the screen is Johnson. Here is Sam Milligan. His shot is going to be missed, and we're with the rebound. Warriors trying to push the tempo a little bit. Skip pass near side. They'll set it up front again to Farrell.
As hot as he is, that's who I'd be looking for if I was them.
Devin Rudolph in the ball game once again as you see Sam War with a basketball. Here's Rudolph. Clock coming up on 2 minutes remaining in the third. Here's Paxton Bacon. Stripped away. Bacon can't hold on. Steal. We head back the other way, and a whistle and a foul, and they're going to get Sam War on the foul. That's going to be a second. We'll head to the free throw line, but there's another turnover.
Yep. That was just good on-ball defense by Sam Milligan. I mean, he just got up and was guarding his guy and got it away from him, and then once again, strong physical take to the basket, and all the Covenant kid could do was fouling.
And you take another look at the steal right here.
See how he keeps the ball in his outside hands where they can't get to it. Just a real nice play by Milligan.
Free throw good. Lead now at 6. We will see Mark Crane come back into the lineup. And Sam Milligan back to the free throw line once again. Milligan now 3 of 4 from the line. Now make it 4 of 5. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Do we have a change? Nope, just a change.
Just a sub,
yeah, Deion Payne will come in.
I wonder when we'll see that trap again from Bethesda. I'm sure we're going to see it again before the game's over.
Lead back to 7. Devin Rudolph, 5 points in the first half. Is yet to score. In fact, as we mentioned a little bit ago, only points Neff Farrell. Here's a jumper on the way by Mark Crane. Can't get it to go. The rebound by Sam Milligan. Here they come again. Milligan, pull-up jumper in the lane. Cannot get the bounce. The tip out. Back to Milligan. Shoots the 3. Missed that one. Another tip out, this time to Farrell. Farrell leads the break back the other way.
Give Bethesda credit. They've done a much better job this third quarter on the defensive boards. It's been about one shot every trip for Covenant.
Nice cut. Shot up of the way and good by Neff Farrell. What a third quarter he's had,
He's
huh?
been unbelievable. I keep getting the ball if I'm Covenant.
11 points by Farrell in the quarter. He has 13. He's the only one again to score for Covenant. It's down to 5. And we are under 1 minute remaining.
Looks like they're going to hold for one shot here, Troy, maybe? Maybe not.
Here is Sam Milligan. Yeah, most of the time holding it that long isn't really natural for these guys, is it?
No.
No.
A lot of times as a coach, depending on where you're at, I didn't usually like to hold it unless it was under 30 seconds just because it's – your kids generally make a mistake when they're trying to think too much, not just play.
Here's Douglas.
But if I had his guards, I might change my mind.
Exactly. Here's Sam Milligan. They'll try to double-team him, get it out of his hands. Johnson will be fouled, and that is only the 4th team foul. Foul go against Neff Farrell. That'll be number 3 now on Farrell.
The only reason I don't like that foul if I'm Covenant Christian's coach is now Jackson gets to sub back in the game.
Yeah, that's going to be a key right here for Bethesda. As you see also coming into the lineup now for the Warriors, they're going to try to get a little size in there as well, as Landon Maloney will check in, one of the 9 seniors wearing number 15 now for Covenant.
He can lean on him a little bit. He's a big football player. He can lean on him a little bit.
Clock down to 5. Here's the shot on the way, and that's going to be a 3-point bucket and good to end the third quarter. Big shot once again by Bethesda. That was Tierney, his second three-pointer of the quarter. And you take another look at the finish out the other way here by Farrell as he had one of the buckets, 11 points for Farrell in the quarter. We'll take a timeout. Fourth quarter on the way, 44-36.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. They're warehouse logistics professionals dedicated to working together to provide their clients with complete logistics packages. They have offices in Indianapolis and Cincinnati. For more information, give them a call at 317-396-1023. And a reminder, today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA. Any use of audio or video without the express written permission of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. Period number 4, it's an 8-point lead. As Covenant with the basketball, it'll be Bacon working out front along with Rudolph. Trying to work that ball inside. You see Neff Farrell, who had all 11 points, trying to post up underneath, and the shot missed on the wing by Bacon, and they're one and done.
As we mentioned in the third quarter, they've done a really nice job cleaning up those defensive boards this second half.
In the lane, shot is up and missed, and that will, I think they must have called either a travel or an offensive foul.
They called it travel.
Called it traveling there.
They said he drug his pivot foot when he kind of swung it to go up and under.
So a turnover there by Bethesda. In the ball game once again will be Dion Payne there for Bethesda. And a whistle and a foul call against Bethesda. Looks like they ended up getting Isaac Malagan. And for Malagan, that's going to be number 4.
And Tierney's going to replace him, it looks like. Nope, maybe not. That was a pretty easy call there, Troy.
Yep.
I get why he's being aggressive. I mean, Farrell's keeping him in the game, so it's good that he's being aggressive on him. He's got to be smart with 3 fouls. You just can't go out there and tackle him.
Boyers basketball. Really sinking down there against Farrell as he'll receive it just outside the low block. The shovel pass, the left-hand shot is going to be missed by Bacon and picked up by Douglas. Here comes Bethesda quickly back the other way, and a block shot by Warren. Then the putback good by Cooper Jackson. He'll go to the line.
Way to run the floor by the big guy, man. He ran the floor, got right to the front of the rim, and cleaned that thing up with an and one. That was a really strong play.
So the foul be called against Paxton Bacon. That'll be his first. Take another look at this one.
Watch him run the court, man. He goes right to the front of the rim. He knows the shot's going to go up. He gets inside position right there, takes the hit, and scores.
Kind of put a little hip there into Neff Farrell, right? Kind of shove him out of the way. So we'll head to the free throw line. Try to give the Bethesda squad an 11-point lead, and he will.
Is that the biggest lead of the night, Troy? Or no?
That ties the biggest lead, yeah.
There's a timeout from Coach Flatt.
So timeout called here by Covenant Christian. Let's see if this will be a full timeout or a 30. It will be a 30-second timeout. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Passion to Care. They're dedicated to helping you care for a loved one. Through Indiana State programs, they provide financial compensation. Contact them today at 833-420-6640. And don't forget, as always, you can unleash the power and passion of IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat Contact us at sales@IndianaSRN.org to discuss how we can customize a sponsorship package that will maximize your brand and exposure. We are Central Indiana's sports leader. Don't forget, we have the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference basketball men's championship and women's championships coming up on Saturday. The men will be playing their game in Anderson, the women at Transylvania. Winner of the tournament will get the automatic bid to the Division III NCAA tournament.
Here comes that trap.
Nice pass here to Farrell. Good ball movement near side now to Bacon. Skip pass. Here is a three on the way. No good by Ware. And the ball tips out on the hands of Bacon. Drives in the lane. Shot missed. Offensive rebound, put back no. Gets another offensive rebound and gets fouled and will go to the line.
Too much praise from me on that defensive glass there in the third quarter. That was a complete breakdown on that first possession. Bacon out-hustled all 5 kids in black jerseys.
See, I got to ask you, and I'm kind of an old school kind of guy, but you ever notice you don't see the box out maybe the way you used to? Guys don't find somebody and get them out of there? And
They don't. They just jump up and down. Yeah, it's kind of something that's a lost art. They'll just jump for the ball. I used to teach it kind of a hybrid where you hit your guy and go get it. I didn't like the block out where you'd sit there for 3 seconds and wrestle, but you have to at least make contact before you go get the ball. But you're right, Troy. You don't see it much anymore. It's kind of like free throw shooting.
Yeah. Well, when I become emperor, we're going to get the mid-range back in, and we're not going to play. You can only shoot the 3 in the second and fourth quarters. I'm going to eliminate the three-pointer in those first and third. Is that okay, Chuck? Do you think that'd work? Yeah, and the shot clock's coming too, so
it'll be here eventually.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
You're not a big fan, I take it.
Not high school basketball. No, I don't. I think it eliminates that a team that has lesser talent's ability to stay in the game.
9-point lead right now for Bethesda. Nice entry pass and the layup good. How about Cooper Jackson?
He's having a real nice evening. His teammate found him wide open underneath the basket for an easy put in.
Back to an 11-point lead. Wide open shot here by Rudolph is good.
He's hit a couple of those tonight.
He has 8 points.
Now we got full court pressure. Oh, and
I think they got Rudolph right there.
They did. Real quick foul there.
Hey, as long as we don't have defense like we had in the NBA All-Star game, I think what defense, right?
Yeah, right.
Is that the death of the NBA All-Star game right there?
It's about as bad as it's ever been.
They're going to eliminate it like they did the Pro Bowl?
Yeah, just go. I don't know how you
just do some skills
contest. Just do skills, yeah.
Yeah. Back the other way we go. Stripped down to the baseline. That is Tierney, and a reaching foul called. They may get Rudolph his second quick foul.
I think they got Mark Crane there, 22.
Okay. So Crane instead, his first. 5:36 remaining. You ever see anybody score 200 points in a game, though, before?
No.
Did you watch any of that game?
No.
No.
I'm being
Neither did most of the other country.
Perfectly honest with you.
Nobody else in the country did either, Coach.
I was in Vigo County one time and saw Terre Haute South score 100 points against a team I was coaching.
Really?
Yeah, that wasn't much fun.
Drive on the baseline, nothing there. Nice step through, and the left-hand shot no good by Tierney, and we've got a whistle and a foul call.
Yeah, that's Jackson on the boards again. They fouled him trying to block him out.
So that will be team foul number 4 on Covenant. I only bring the NBA because Chuck's wearing some swag.
Chuck probably watched the All-Star game.
He's an NBA guy.
Yeah. It was in our home city, so that part I get.
Yeah. 15-footer is missed.
Did you see Jackson grab that guy's arm about to drag him down? That was a little aggressive move there. The ref must have been looking somewhere else.
Coming up on 5 minutes. And the ball stripped away. Another turnover there for Covenant, and then they give it right back. The steal and the drive and a block underneath. Rebound put back good by Sam Ward.
That's the third time Johnson's done that tonight. He's just gotten a little too quick and a little reckless with the ball. Now Covenant's going to come back and pressure again.
Lead now at 6. Have to get it across the timeline, and they will. And here's a wide open shot from 3, missed by Sam Milligan, and the rebound by Sam Ward down low.
I think with 6-point lead with 4 minutes to go, I'd like to work a little more offense than that. I get he's their best player, and he probably has the green light, but I'd probably like to see the ball move sides of the floor a little bit more.
So now Covenant a chance to perhaps pull to within 3. Here's we come up on the halfway point of period number 4.
Yeah, they can make a one-possession game here with a three-pointer or an old school and one.
And we've got a blocking foul. Basket is good, and we'll go to the line, and there he is again, Neff Farrell.
Yeah, he's been incredible tonight for the Warriors.
And it looks like we may have a timeout here by Bethesda as that lead has been cut to 4 to be a full timeout with 4:09 remaining.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
.409 remaining, 49-45. Things going behind the scenes here, Coach.
Yeah.
Our union's going to hear about this eventually. Here's Neff Farrell to try to complete the three-point play. Foul's called on B.J. Johnson. That's going to be his second, and a critical miss on the free throw on the rebound there by Tierney. So now you're coming up on 4 minutes. Inside once again, they go big, and a foul call against Sam Warr, and that's going to put Cooper Jackson to the line.
They can get that anytime they want it. They're a pretty perimeter-oriented team, but Jackson's playing pretty well tonight. I think they'll have that look a lot here coming down the stretch.
Sam just picked up his third. And Covenant now picking up their 5th. That means free throws will be shot the rest of the way now for Bethesda.
I don't know what we got going on here. Oh, blood. They got to check. Somebody's got to check in. Somebody's bleeding.
I'm not sure if that is Cooper Jackson. It is.
So it looks like Johnson's going to shoot the free throws for him. Well, that's a nice break for Bethesda if Johnson is an upgrade at the foul line from Jackson.
First trip tonight for B.J. Johnson. Looked like it was the left elbow there for Cooper Jackson, so he's going to be in as soon as they get him fixed up. First free throw is good.
That's a good-looking stroke right there. So based off that, I'd say, yeah, that was a solid break for them. That's 5-point lead with 4 minutes.
One more now for Johnson. Only 4 points so far tonight for Johnson. Second free throw is up, and it is good. So lead back to 6. See if there's one more run here for Covenant. This time will be a factor here pretty soon. As you see Neff Farrell with a hot hand in the second half. That is Farrell, and he stepped out of bounds. He thought he might have gotten pushed there by B.J. Johnson, and I believe just about everybody in the gym felt the same way.
Is it either bump or he lost his balance, but it's kind of hard to lose your balance if somebody doesn't bump you. So I was saying there was probably a little bit of contact there, but the official didn't think it warranted enough to call a foul. And they got Jackson wrapped up, and he's back in now, Troy.
By the way, Coach Platt, you see him there on the sidelines. He was trying to make a case for his call, and that'll be a foul as Gillespie picks up the foul in the backcourt as he is checked back into the lineup.
And that's free throws for Bethesda, right? Yep, for the last 3:40.
Yep. Could see a lot of them.
That's massive in this kid. A 6-point game, two possessions. You get 2 foul shots on every foul the rest of the way. That's going to be tough. I think that's Sam Mulligan at the line, Troy.
Yeah, Sam, by the way, has been there 5 times. He's made 4 of 5 so far tonight. Mentioned he's an 81% free throw shooter. I say that, he misses.
You said it, not me. I don't want credit for that.
That's okay.
I get it.
One more now for Mulligan. Unofficially 14 points for Mulligan tonight. Second one is up and good. So now the lead back to 7. Looks like we may have a timeout on the floor. Let's see if it'll be a full or a 30. It's going to be a full timeout. Bethesda leading it by 7.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
We never really realize how much we depend on electricity until the power goes out. Get those lights back on when you choose the certified electricians at Bertner Electric Incorporated. Locally owned and operated, we are a member of the Better Business Bureau and provide only the highest quality of customer service. For more information, give us a call today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
52-45 back here at Covenant Christian on senior night. Our final regular season broadcast, then tournament play begins next week. You can always check out IndianaSRN.org and the games we will be broadcasting next week. That's right. People can see any games you have had broadcast this year in our archive, as we've got a foul call on the drive there by Devin Rudolph. Smallest guy on the floor, but he's taken it in there a couple of times.
Yeah, Jackson just kind of didn't stay vertical there. His arms came down, and then he hit Jackson on the way up. That made for a pretty easy call for the official.
So we will head to the free throw line again, as Rudolph there for the first time, 8 points.
Now we've got blood on the floor. I think we got to get cleaned up.
Well, we know it can't be Cooper Jackson. He has his arm, and maybe they just didn't see it from before.
It probably was from before, yeah.
Yeah, what happened to the good old days? You just walked up there, took your shoe, and just scooped it off the floor, right, Coach? You didn't have to worry about all this stuff.
No, not when I played.
I don't even think they even stopped playing when I was playing. If you bled, you just kept playing.
No. Unless you took yourself out or the coach took you out, but they didn't stop play, certainly not.
No. So now we'll get a towel and bring it out as well.
Hey, Nathan Crane's contributing something tonight, Troy.
There you go. So now we'll bring them both. Really not an official timeout here, but Covenant's going to use it as one, as we will now head to the free throw line. Devin Rudolph, as mentioned, 8 points, averaging 6.3 points per game. You know, that young man averages 3.3 rebounds per game, and that's, second or third on the team.
He's not afraid to get in there and mix it up.
9 points, chance to get to double figures. He along with Neff Farrell. You mentioned Farrell had all 11 points in the third. Second free throw is good. This game's not over yet. 5-point lead. Here is Isaac Mulligan. The double team chasing from behind. That's Gillespie. I think they kind of know it's getting to be crunch time here pretty soon.
Yeah, Mulligan did a great job getting behind his brother, though, where he could see him against that trap, and it was an easy reversal pass.
Shot missed, rebound by Laughlin. Well, I'll tell you one thing, it's hard to believe as you see Sam Moore shoot the three. that this is a Covenant team that is 7-14 because they look like they're a better team than that record indicates.
Yeah, they've just had like I mentioned, they had a tough schedule. They played a lot of really good teams, and they just have come up short. They've been competitive in games, and they've played well in stretches. They just haven't been able to get some wins lately.
Coming back in will be Neff Farrell. Also, Joe Midla has checked back in. They'll see if they can get Neff Farrell going again. Little jump hook in the lane, good by Sam War. He now has 6.
We got ourselves a one-possession game, Troy.
Under 3 minutes, and this pressure really bothering Bethesda a little bit, just getting in bounds. Now to Douglas. Now, we have seen Bethesda a couple of times maybe take a quick shot. You want to see them run a little clock right here?
I think you're your coach. You want to run your offense, and you want to get a look for your best player.
They're really spreading the floor right now.
Yeah, they're going to four corners look right now.
The drive, the cut to the baseline, getting it back, and reverse layup good. Nice play there by Stephen Tierney.
Great offensive possession for Bethesda right there.
8 points, all in the second half. War with the basketball. Coming up on the 2-minute mark. Dangerous pass, almost stolen away, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch, Paxton Bacon couldn't hold on. Take a look at this last shot.
Yeah, he cut behind the defense and just cut right to the front of the rim there. Tierney did, and an easy 2. Nice pass from Isaac Milligan.
So now the press again. As you see, Jamison Laughlin come back in. Pretty much all guards in the lineup now for both these squads. They have to hurry to get it across the timeline. They will, and at the other end, layup good.
And that's the problem with pressing sometimes. If you don't get that quick turnover, you're going to give up an easy bucket at the other end.
Tierney, all his points in the second half. He has 10. The lead now at 7. Here's a quick release by Rudolph, and it's good for 3.
Huge shot there from Rudolph.
13 points now by Rudolph. And again, the press causing problems here for Bethesda. Here is Isaac Milligan down low, and a blocked shot as Luke Douglas has it blocked out of bounds. Or was that Sam Milligan? That's actually Sam Milligan. Take that back, Tierney, number 4.
Yeah, real good shot fake here by Tierney. Get some guys up in the air, and then it gets hacked by Gillespie.
Yeah, Gillespie coming from
behind.
behind.
He called that a block.
He
My
did.
apologies, Troy. I thought he called a foul on that.
So now Bethesda inbounding. Chance to run some clock right here. 2-possession game. Back door and the layup good. Great play there to Douglas.
Yeah, they were in that same four-corner set where they get the ball in the middle of the court, and that guy from the corner just dives straight to the bucket.
Under a minute remaining. Here's a pull-up shot on the way, no good off the front of the rim by Midla. One and done there for Covenant.
At some point here, if you're Covenant, you're probably going to have to foul.
Here's the double team or near double team. Nice pass inside, intended there for B.J. Johnson, knocked out of bounds. Last to touch it, Paxton Bacon.
Here's that guy, goes right to the nail hole in the center of the court, and he just cuts right back door off of it.
Yeah, Midla got caught standing and looking, didn't he?
Staring at the ball, yep.
So now Bethesda. How long do you wait here before you decide to foul?
I wouldn't wait too much longer. You're down to 30 seconds now.
Bethesda, you see, backing it out near midcourt. This is Douglas with the basketball. The feed underneath and a whistle and a foul will send Bethesda to the line.
That's the same set they've got 3 times in a row now, Troy. They just get that guy right in the middle of the court there at the free throw line, back cut on the backside, and he's been wide open 3 straight possessions.
Sam Ward picks up the foul. That'll be his 4th. And we head to the free throw line. Chance pretty much to ice the game right here for Bethesda. As Luke Douglas at the line. They've missed a couple of free throws here in the 4th quarter, but hit some big ones as well, including that one. Douglas now officially with 11. 4 different players in double figures now for Bethesda. Second free throw is good. So lead at 8, under 20. Off the screen, Rudolph driving, and a foul call, offensive foul on Rudolph.
That was the right call. He was there, he was set, he took the hit right in his chest.
So with 14 seconds remaining, here's another look at it.
Oh, yeah, he's there easy. Yep, that was the right call. Rudolph's got to see that defender there and just pull up and take a little jumper off the glass instead of charging all the way in.
Now that's not the official's job there, is it?
Floor maintenance, Troy.
Yeah. You know what? When I was officiating, I wouldn't do that. It's not my contract. Those are conditions, just like working with IndianaSRN. That's right.
Hey, there's got a little steal off his foot there, I think.
Yeah. Turnover there by Bethesda. Chuck, be really careful as my producer, because my agent will talk to you if you're not careful. See if we got a timeout right here. We will, as Covenant will call the timeout. 8-point lead for Bethesda.
To you. Standing with us. You are truly making a difference in the lives of our neighbors in need.
Welcome back here to Covenant Christian High School. 8-point lead following the timeout by Bethesda, as Covenant will get the basketball.
They sub Jackson back in and put him on the guy taking the ball out of bounds. You can see what kind of a problem he's causing.
Boy, no kidding. Look at that reach. That's a lot to look over, too. Lob pass inside. Ball loose on the floor. There is Isaac Milligan. Turnover. And that's pretty much going to do it. Nothing you can do now as the clock runs out in this one. And Bethesda, they got everything they could get from Covenant here tonight, but they win it 60-52. Bethesda winning their 16th game of the season. And for the Warriors, they fall to 7-15 on the years. They've lost their 8th in a row. But again, another tough game tonight for this Covenant team. But I'll tell you what, if they can put some things together in that tournament, may not win it, but I think they can make some noise.
Absolutely they can, and they played a great game tonight. They stuck around all night long. Great second half from Farrell. Just wasn't enough in the end.
By the way, leading the way for Bethesda, it was Sam Milligan. He ended up with 15 points. Luke Douglas finished with 12 on the night, but Cooper Jackson had a big second half as well. He finished with 14. On the other side, Neff Farrell, he ended up with 15 points. Devin Rudolph finished with 13 points, but Neff Farrell really kept them in the ballgame with those 11 points in that third quarter. That's our final tonight as Bethesda Christian gets the win 60-52. Thanks to the entire crew for being with us here this evening and putting on another fine broadcast, and thank you for joining us as well. Don't forget, tournament time begins next week right here on IndianaSRN.